Some games age like wine, a few age like milk, and then there's Pit Fighter on the Super Nintendo, a bruiser that ages like a forgotten gym sock, questionable aroma, oddly nostalgic if you were there, and somehow still useful when you need a quick laugh. Is it a misunderstood relic or an archetype of so bad it's good brawling? Both, but only if you calibrate expectations down to digitized chaos on a 1992 cart. Overhyped? Only by playground rumor mills that promised 3-player carnage. Underappreciated? Absolutely. In the same way a rubber chicken is underappreciated until you need a quick gag. Essential? Not in any canonical sense, yet it remains a curious pit stop on the road that took us from clunky photo sprites to Mortal Kombat slickness. The absurd thread we'll tug today is the forklift bonus round, a little yellow death cart that rumbles in uninvited, forcing fighters to scatter like bowling pins. In a port stripped of most arcade spectacle, the forklift is the last surviving wildcard, so each time it rolls by, consider it our reminder that unhinged ambition still peeks through 16-bit limits. Historical context. In 1990, Atari Games shoved Pit Fighter into arcades and dared patrons to spend quarters on real people beating each other senseless. The cabinet's hook was its digitized actors, Buzz the wrestler, Ty the kickboxer, and Kato the martial arts biker, captured via blue screen, then squashed into relatively enormous sprites. People gawked. They'd never seen a fighting game with actual human faces, even if those faces were blurry, and the animation looked like a flip book missing half its pages. Atari's hardware pumped 400 by 254 video at a decent clip, and a 3-player control deck kept friends elbowing one another in physical spillover from the on-screen scrum. Fast forward to March 1992. Nintendo's 16-bit machine has been strutting its Street Fighter II conversion for 9 months, and THQ, still styling itself THQ, wants a slice of the fighting game pie. Enter Imagineering, the New Jersey studio moonlighting between LJN movie licenses, Home Alone, and The Simpsons, Bart versus the Space Mutants. Their mission, squash Atari's Quarter Eater into a 4-megabit cartridge and make it run on hardware designed around colorful cartoon sprites. Not photorealism. Complications surface immediately. Mode 7 scaling can't rescue washed out digitals, Nintendo's content guidelines, Axe blood splashes, and the arcade's rowdy knife-throwing spectators, and the Super Multi-Tap peripheral isn't widespread, so 3-player support is quietly trimmed to a 2-player tag format. I found the cart in spring of '93, used, blockbuster label half-peeled, perched between Pilot Wings and an unloved copy of RPM Racing. $8 felt like a reasonable nostalgia tax to relive the cabinet that once devoured my allowance. Booting it up delivered whiplash. No crowd weapons, no third controller prompt, but still that gravelly title call, Pit Fighter. Compressed to something resembling a lawnmower winding down. The port wasn't the arcade memory, it was a snapshot of it, photocopied and tinted Nintendo pastel, yet I couldn't stop laughing every time the bonus round forklift barreled in and ragdolled everyone like bowling pins. That forklift became the night's MVP, pure unpredictability in an otherwise pared down brawl. Mechanics on SNES, Pit Fighter offers 1-player ladder, 2-player cooperative ladder, and a bare bones option screen, difficulty, easy, normal, hard, and music toggle. No versus mode, no 3-player chaos. Choose a fighter, Buzz, ex-pro wrestler packing a shoulder tackle that covers half the screen. Ty, kickboxing champ whose rapid jab loop can cheese AI into stun lock. Kato, martial arts biker delivering flash kick flair but lighter health. Controls are brutally simple. Y punches, B kicks, A plus Y triggers a jump, and Y plus B in close quarters executes the Super KO throw. With Nintendo's 2-button combat, mastering timing trumps memorizing quarter circles. High kicks whiff often due to slippery hitboxes, so veterans rely on crouch kicks and quick jabs. Watching newcomers flail arms as they slide past each other is comedic gold, proof the sprites behave like bumper cars on ice. The pit stripped down. The arcade ring's interactive crowd morphs into a static backdrop on SNES. No biker tossing knives, no denim vest spectator slugging fighters. Spectators wave two-frame loops like malfunctioning semaphore. Weapons, crates, staffs, knives are also out. That leaves pure hand-to-hand scrapping plus environment gimmicks. Forklift bonus round. After every 3 matches, the ring empties, a forklift circles, and you must avoid the pallet swapped hazard. Survive, collect cash, take a hit, and your fighter ragdolls while Stunt City's finest forklift operator smirks off screen. Electrified stage edge. Some later arenas switch chain link backgrounds with sparking fences. Jump attack too close, and static singes your health bar. Without weapons, the forklift assumes mascot status. Our absurd through line. Its RNG path can sabotage a perfect run or hand you a last-second victory if it plows the CPU. I've witnessed buzz down to a pixel of health, forklift sneeze across the ring, flatten executioner, ding bonus clear, and my friend shout, forklift MVP. Enemy roster Imagineering preserves most boss list. Angel, whip cracking dominatrix. Southside Gym is missing. Memory budget casualty. Heavy metal and Mad Miles also cut, leaving Angel Executioner, chains and ski mask. CC Rider, Leather Biker, Chainman Eddie, Ball and Chain, Knife, Willie Masked Warrior, Final Bout, Mirror Fighter. Midway's famed twin wrestler match becomes a one-on-one slog due to missing second wrestler. Still, the announcer yells, Twin Typhoon, as if the twin exists. Unintentional comedy for attentive players. Presentation and performance. Digitized sprites compress into 16-color depth, producing carnation pink skin tone and dithering where the arcade store detail. Animation frames trimmed from 12 to roughly 6 create stutter. The engine targets 30 FPS, but dips to low 20s when 3 bodies overlap. Hit flashes are crimson starbursts. Nintendo said no dripping blood, but allowed impact indicators, which look like cherry Kool-Aid splashes. Sound fares better. The original sample library, recorded in a Bay Area garage, shrinks but recognizable grunts survive. Buzzes, yeah, still evokes monster truck rallies. Music loops are crunchy bass lines rivaling early Super Nintendo Entertainment System launch titles. The announcer's loser, after defeat, is deliciously petty. AI quirks enemies follow simple states. Approach, attack, backpedal. On normal, they chain 2 moves. On hard, they cheat invincibility frames. Exploits abound. Ties jab infinite. Kato's crouch kick trading positively against giants, and the forklift, which ignores player invulnerability, frames entirely. Pro tip, stand near upper left corner, AI drifts downward, forklift spawns upper right, crosses center, and nails them, legacy and influence. Critical reaction in 1992 was brutal. Electronic Gaming Monthly scored it 4 out of 10 across the board, citing muddy visuals and boring gameplay. Nintendo Power offered tepid praise for the 2-player mode, but concluded it fails to match the depth of Street Fighter II. Retail still moved decent numbers. Brand recognition and a dearth of early fighting games on SNES ensured moderate sales, but it never sniffed Nintendo's player's choice threshold. Technological legacy, though, is oddly significant. Digitized sprite know-how hopped studios when talent migrated. Some Imagineering contractors later freelanced at Midway Chicago, where digitization pipelines matured into Mortal Kombat's mocap stages. Ed Boon's 1993 press junket repeated variations of gamers' love realism. They liked Pit Fighter's idea, we just wanted to refine it. That refinement birthed a franchise juggernaut. Game historians treat the SNES port as an exhibit in platform mismatch. The arcade's strength, large photoreal sprites, became the console's weakness, exposing the PPU's color limit. It's a case study for students. If your USP is hardware heavy, downgrade carefully or embrace stylistic pivot. Capcom CPS 2 art demonstrates the latter. Community folklore venerates the forklift. Speedrunners chase, forklift god runs, aiming for AI defeats entirely via forklift hits. Culturally, Pit Fighter feeds the renaissance of deliberately janky fighters that indie devs now celebrate. See Divikick's two-button satire or Nidhogg's minimalist chaos. These games recall an era when fighting didn't necessarily mean exhaustive frame data. Sometimes it just meant mayhem and a wild prop rolling out of nowhere. Closing paragraph plus score. 30 plus years later, the SNES edition of Pit Fighter feels like a VHS tape somebody left in the sun. Colors warped, audio warbly, but the content strangely hypnotic. Without the arcade's rowdy spectators or lethal improvised weapons, it leans on bare-knuckle scraps and the unpredictable forklift cameo. Matches snowball into slapstick. Buzz shoulder tackles air. Kato somersaults into nothing. Then the forklift honks through like a Deus Ex Toyota, crowning Chaos King. You can mock its stutter, but you can't deny its earnest attempt to deliver real humans on a console built for cartoon plumbers. Final verdict, 5.2 out of 10. Mediocre by formal rubric, priceless as a slice of early digital photo ambition. Dust off a multi-tap, well, 2 controllers will do. And let the forklift decide your fate. Remember, in this pit, refined technique bows to random industrial vehicle interference, and somehow that feels exactly right for 1992.